Welcome to Market Monkeys. Today we're going to talk about increasing your learning to increase your earnings.
Which is a great one.
Let's get into it.
We have to just say what we're trying to do is as well as promote positivity into yourselves, we are both prolific readers. We read all the time. Now,
can I just stop you right there?
Stop me.
Because this video is not going to play unless you like it and subscribe. Okay, so hopefully you've done that before we start.
And if you've got any questions from us, we will answer anything you ask. But if you don't ask, we can answer.
There you go.
So if you've got a question, ask us.
Help us help you.
Oh, I like that.
There you go. Okay, so here we're going to talk about increasing your learning to increase your earning.
Right.
So if you want to learn how to make more money, make your own decisions financially, you got to increase your learning, right?
That's right. And do you know what? Everything personally, I don't know for you because you're always you're always reading books, or you've got audio.
Audiobooks is a fantastic way to learn. I found myself. So I found a lot of books that I wanted to read. I just don't have time to sit down for hours and read them.
Yeah.
So I like to listen to audiobooks. I have read books as well. You know, sometimes it's great to read through the book as well as being able to listen to it because you can reread things to fully absorb it. But if you are on the go, you don't have time. Maybe you got an hour commute to work every day. You could just pop some headphones in, listen to these books, these authors, and they say some fantastic things. When they explain things to you, it really does make sense because they've been in it a long time, and they put these books together, and it makes complete sense.
And they've got some of them have got lifetimes of history that of being successful, and that's what you want. You don't want somebody just turning up and just telling you all about it. They've only done it for about a month or two. Or I've had 12 months. I've done 12 months.
They've done their research online and then they wrote a book.
Yeah, and wrote a book on it, and I've done it for 12 months. You want people that have done it, had their whole lives at it. And we've got a couple of books that are not too heavy for you to start out with, that would always be able to recap on, but you need to be... I can't stress enough that, I'm a person that never used to like reading, but I reckon I would probably read 3 or 4 hours a day, every day. But I get up this is how serious I am about this is my hobby, obviously, but to make the money I've made, I've had to get up 2 or 3 in the morning every night, 5 days a week, and then by 8:30, whatever times, that's for the European markets, and when the North American markets open at 8:30, 9:30 in the morning, I'm up then ready, rolling, because that's how I catch the dips. If there's anything wrong with companies, I have jumped in and made money that way, so it's worth it. But I'm always, even in between that time, I'm reading, and I'm sifting through articles, and a lot of them are rubbish and crap, but in amongst them you find a few gems. You do find the information that you're looking for, because some people are just trying to advertise, but there's lots of information out there, and you have to sift no end to find the jewels.
The good companies.
Yes.
So read through the financial statements, read into what their conference calls say, the write-ups on what they've talked about in the conference calls. If you can listen to the conference call, do that also. And some companies you may read through and learn about and just say, you know what, this is crap, I don't want to know anything about it.
This is not what I want.
Right. But now, these are the books that I've read that I found that are fun to listen to or read. Because some books you read and they are fantastic books to read and learn from. But when you're looking to start out, or you haven't read any books based on the markets, they can be very, very dry if you don't know too much about it. So what I have is 2 books from Peter Lynch. I've spoken about this one before. There's one up on Wall Street. He talks you through what's going on with the markets, how to make your own decisions. And it's a brief, it's very comical as well. It'll
entertain you as well as you learning, which is a good way of doing things for a lot of people.
And also Learn to Earn, which is another one of Peter Lynch's. And the fantastic books, very easy reading to do with finances. Peter Lynch, he was
29, 30 years at the top of the tree. As a manager.
So he was the manager of the Fidelity Fund. I believe it's from like the early 80s into the 90s. Or was it 70s into the 80s? Either way, he managed this Fidelity fund for a number of years. I believe it's 10 years, but he's been in it a lot longer time than that. Yeah. But that's when he was getting 40% over like 10 years. Yeah. 40% a year compounded, which is unheard of, right? I think Warren Buffett's one of the only other ones that's really got to that point. Another one is A Random Walk Down Wall Street
by Burton Malkiel.
Yeah. So that's also another really nice one to read as well. It's a lot longer book. The audio book is about 9 or 10 hours, I believe, around that point. It's going to have to, it's a lot to listen to all at once. It's a whole day, right? But
how long are the audio books for Peter Lynch?
Peter Lynch, I believe they're the ones around about 3 or 4 hours, and I think the Learn to Earn's about 2 hours maybe.
So they're good for you to have. If you haven't got time to sit down and read them page by page, it's great to get them on audio.
And it gives you a good understanding, and it gives you a deeper, I'd say, like an intrinsic understanding of what the market's doing and how to understand it when certain things happen, not to then have to panic. So you can put this in with your plan and make sense, right? So when you see certain things happening, you're going to say, oh, that's like he said, that makes sense now, I don't have to worry, because you're not thinking, oh my God, I don't know what's going to happen and what's been happening. You know why you're making the decisions and what makes sense in the market. Yeah. So that's all we have today. And
if you've got any questions, don't forget, if you don't ask us, we can answer them.
There you go.
And if you've liked what you've heard today, subscribe, it's free.
I subscribe anyway, because it is
subscribe free. Anyway.
Like us, thanks very much.